My dear friends, today I will be discussing about how to diagnose cardiogenic shock. Now, cardiogenic shock is a type of circulatory shock which occurs because of defect in the ventricular pumping capacity of heart. Because of various pathology like acute myocardial infarction or heart attack or other pathophysiological effect or defect in the heart like cardiomyopathies, the heart muscle become weak enough so as to there is decrease in the contractile quality of heart followed by decrease in the systemic arterial blood pressure, which ultimately leads to hyperperfusion of tissues and ultimately leads to shock. Now, to diagnose shock, we must know the sign symptoms of shock. So already in one video we have already discussed about the various sign symptoms of cardiogenic shock. So there may be rapid 3D pulse, or there may be some cardiac arrhythmia, there may be low blood pressure, low urine output, then sweating, altered consciousness, agitation, restlessness. Those are various sign symptoms. Besides, there may be weakness, fatigue, shortness of breath, distended neck veins, low urine output, low blood pressure, 3D pulse, rapid pulse, hyperventilation, or increased respiratory rate. So these are the various important sign symptoms of cardiogenic shock. Now, physical examination and various study of the sign symptoms of cardiogenic shock is very much important because it also helps in proper diagnosis at very early stage. Now, proper diagnosis of cardiogenic shock is very much important because proper or early diagnosis of cardiogenic shock and initiation of reperfusion therapy can save the life of the patients and decrease the mortality in case of cardiogenic shock. So ECG is one of the important diagnostic tool to diagnose cardiogenic shock. It can detect any cardiac arrhythmia or abnormal heart rhythm also, because sometimes cardiac arrhythmia also leads to cardiogenic shock. Besides, in cardiogenic shock there may be associated with tachycardia, and that can be detected well in ECG also. Besides, if there is myocardial infarction, because myocardial infarction or acute heart attack may also lead to cardiogenic shock. So if there is already some myocardial infarction, that also can be detected in ECG. Besides, cardiomyopathy can be also be detected in ECG. So ECG, it has many important role because it can detect various cardiac arrhythmia, it can find out the tachycardia, it can detect the acute myocardial infarction, cardiomyopathy, and various cardiac abnormalities and pathologies. So ECG is very much important as it can rule out various causes of, or it can help in diagnosis of various causes of cardiogenic shock, as well as it can diagnose various electrical abnormality of the heart at the early stage of the cardiogenic shock. Then comes the echocardiography. Echocardiography is very much important because it can detect the ventricular function. In case of cardiogenic shock, the ventricular function is very much poor, especially the systolic function of the ventricle will be affected. So there may be poor ventricular function, systolic function mainly, and there is may be decrease in ejection fraction as well as cardiac output as well as stroke volume. Besides, if there is cardiomyopathy, that also can be detected with the help of echocardiography. Besides, any heart valvular disease, because even some valvular heart disease can also leads to low blood pressure or cardiogenic shock, so that also echocardiography can detect. Besides, if there is myocardial infarction in the past, that also can be detected with the help of echocardiography. So echocardiography has very much important role in diagnosis of cardiogenic shock because it can detect the poor ventricular function, especially systolic function of the ventricle. It can also detect the ejection fraction and as well as cardiac output, if there is any cardiomyopathy or if there is any weakening of the heart muscle because of any myocardial infarction. Then there is another technique known as Swan-Ganz catheter, where we can measure the pulmonary capillary waist pressure, which can detect the pulmonary hypertension or pulmonary arterial pressure. So this, because pulmonary arterial hypertension can lead to pulmonary edema, which is also seen in case of cardiogenic shock. So measurement of pulmonary capillary waist pressure directly or indirectly can help in diagnosis of pulmonary arterial pressure, and which ultimately help in detection of pulmonary edema or pulmonary hypertension that is can be seen in case of cardiogenic shock. Besides, biopsy can also play important role because endomyocardial biopsy can detect cardiomyopathy or heart muscle pathology if it is there. So biopsy also plays important role in cardiogenic shock management or diagnosis because it can help in diagnosis of cardiomyopathy, especially restricted cardiomyopathy as well as hypertrophic obstructive cardiomyopathy can be diagnosed with the help of biopsy. Besides, cardiac index measurement is another important parameter by which we can diagnose cardiogenic shock. If the cardiac index is too low, less than 2.2 liter per minute per meter square, then we can define that there is cardiogenic shock. Or in cardiogenic shock, the cardiac index will be less than 2.2 liter per minute per meter square of the body surface area. So by proper estimation of cardiac index also, we can detect or diagnose cardiogenic shock also. So these are the various diagnostic tools of cardiogenic shock, and these, with the help of this diagnostic tool or diagnostic parameters, we can detect cardiogenic shock at early stage, and proper diagnosis or early diagnosis of cardiogenic shock is very much important because proper initiation of therapy in right moment or at early stage can decrease the mortality as well as death of the patients. That's why early diagnosis as well as initiation of therapy is very much important to decrease the mortality and save the life of the patient in case of cardiogenic shock. Thank you very much.